Welcome to Future Ready Insights, with the podcast where we explore the latest breakthroughs in technology, business strategies, and artificial intelligence. Each of these episodes, we dive into the trends shaping tomorrow's workforce and uncover actionable advice to help you stay ahead in a rapidly changing world. Whether you're a business leader, a tech enthusiast, or just curious about what's next, we're here to guide you through the innovations, challenges, and opportunities that define the future. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us. We're going to start with our top 5 headlines of the week and finish with 4 actionable pieces of advice that you can use in your organization. So on to our first story, and this caught my attention this week. This is ChatGPT Safari search extension. So the addition of ChatGPT as a search engine option in Safari makes a turning point for how we think about web browsing. So this refers to the settings in the iPhone now that you can plug in ChatGPT as an extension into Safari, and all your search requests will go through ChatGPT. So integrating a conversational AI into a mainstream browser opens up new ways for users to find information beyond keyword-based searches. So instead of sifting through a list of links, users can now ask questions and receive direct conversational responses, making the experience more intuitive and engaging. So that's the difference between just using Google and using ChatGPT. This shift also challenges established players like Google, raising questions about how conversational search could redefine the user experience. This is why it is really big news. If users find this new approach more efficient and user-friendly, it's going to prompt a larger scale transition towards conversational interfaces, such as the default search standard, and maybe the beginning of the end of how we use the internet, which is mainly in a web browser with Google or Bing as the search engine. So like I say, this is a real huge change we're talking about, or the beginning of a huge change. But for now, this integration could serve as an early test case for how well AI-driven search can exist with and possibly complement traditional search methods. So just watch this space. Second story of the week from Meta, and been kind of fairly quiet about AI, been adding new features into Instagram and Facebook. Now we hear that they're developing a standalone AI app to compete with competitors such as ChatGPT, Copilot, and Google's Gemini. So this suggests a strategic shift in how they want to position themselves in the AI space. So rather than embedding new AI capabilities just into their platforms, like I mentioned, this separate app could provide a focused environment where they can innovate more freely and offer more tailored AI experiences. It's rumored that they're going to be a free app with features that will require paid subscriptions. Ultimately, though, this decision may help Meta differentiate itself in the crowded AI marketplace, but my question is it going to work for them? Have they left it too late? Although still popular with millennials, Facebook is still declining in popularity. And with traffic referrals dropping rapidly, TikTok not going away, and a recent survey showing only 30% of Generation Z users are active on that platform, the future is starting to look a little bit uncertain for Meta. On to our third news story this week. So reading from BBC News, late last week, Apple pulling its most advanced data security tool for UK customers. It's removing ADP after the UK government asked for the right to be able to access data which it is applied to, something even Apple itself can't currently do. But rather than comply with that request, last Friday, the tech giant said he would hold new UK signups to the tool and remove existing user access at a later date. This is quite a complex discussion because there are genuine reasons why security authorities need access, such as identifying major security threats, but some experts have raised alarm over its removal, saying it will leave users less protected and lead to wider global consequences, particularly around other countries who may start demanding access to data on users' phones, which is a major breach in people's privacy and freedoms. So I think this will be a story that we'll be coming back to later again this year. Our next story of many upgrades to platforms that we've heard about this week. So Anthropic's Claude AI has seen a latest update this week. Claude 3.7 and the Claude Code programming tool represent a significant step in making AI more accessible and practical for developers. by combining various model architectures and introducing a dedicated coding tool, Anthropic is now addressing a clear need for versatile, developer-friendly AI solutions. So they're going after a slightly different crowd now. This hybrid approach may allow for more adaptive, reliable performance, such as how AI models understand and generate complex data. Claude Code, meanwhile, provides a streamlined interface for developers, potentially reducing the time spent on debugging, code completion, and testing. It positions Anthropic as more of a serious contender in the AI coding assistance market, particularly with people like GitHub, and paving the way for a broader adoption of advanced AI tools and software development workflows. Another update this week from ChatGPT 4.5 is just launched and is now available for pro users and rolling out to paid users from next week. So OpenAI say 4.5. So early testing, they see the interaction is much more natural and it's broader knowledge-based, improves the ability to follow user intent, and greater EQ make it useful for tasks like improving writing, programming, and solving practical problems. And they provide some examples on a link that I'll put in the show notes below. And they also say they expect it to hallucinate less, but there is a caveat, and it doesn't have too much reasoning on this model. So it'll be interesting to use and compare the results to some of the other models that they offer. But with so many different models and different platforms to choose from, it's like having your own virtual gang of friends now. So you might ask one question to various models and different platforms to see what type of answers you get, to understand what kind of different personalities you might be dealing with. And if you're a ChatGPT user in the UK and Europe, you may be excited to find out now that you have access to Sora, which is the text-to-video generation model, and the deep research feature for more analytical text responses. If you like, don't forget to like and subscribe to our podcast. It really helps us. And now on to insights for businesses. So real tips and guidance in business and tech areas for you to use in your role and organization. If you're interested in business analysis, our first tip is about workshops and the power of collaboration. In tackling complex business challenges, hosting a workshop can be a game changer. So workshops bring together diverse stakeholders, allowing for brainstorming, problem solving, and consensus building in real time. But the key is preparation. So set a clear agenda, define the objectives, and ensure the right people are in the room. Whether you're validating requirements or exploring new ideas, workshops can fast-track understanding and create a sense of shared ownership. And I've used a few workshops in the last few weeks. That's fantastic advice right there. Make sure you've got the right people in the room and making sure you haven't got too many of the same voices spread to different stakeholders. Onto AI. This is about training AI, quality in and quality out. When it comes to generative AI, this old saying holds true: garbage in and garbage out. The quality of AI output heavily depends on the training data you provide, which makes sense. Using diverse, accurate, and relevant data sets ensures your AI tools generate valuable insights and avoid biases. Whether you're thinking about building a chatbot or generating marketing content, review your training data to make sure it reflects the real-world scenarios you really want to address. Data protection, our top tip is about keeping data minimization in mind. One of the core principles of the UK General Data Protection Regulations is data minimization. Collect only what you need, nothing more. When setting up forms or data collection processes, ask yourself, do I really need all this information? By limiting the data you gather, you reduce the storage costs, minimize breach risks, and ensure compliance with data protection laws. Plus, customers will really appreciate your respect for their personal information. A final tip of this week is under the banner of IT leadership. So it's about delegation. So delegation, a vital leadership skill, but some people really struggle with delegation, and there is a fine line between delegating and abdicating responsibility. When you delegate, make sure you provide clear instructions, set expectations, and offer support when needed. Regularly check in, not to micromanage, but to remove the roadblocks and offer guidance. So This approach not only builds trust within your team, but also ensures projects stay on track without leaving your team feeling abandoned. And if you don't know how you come across to your team, just ask them for feedback. I hope you found this advice really helpful. You might be interested to learn more in our accredited courses in these different subjects I've mentioned on our website, which is ducodigitaltraining.com. But that's it for this week. If you enjoyed the edition, please like and subscribe. It just takes a few seconds and it really helps us reach more people. Have a great weekend ahead.